Hello, welcome to Vandalay Guitar Repair, part 2 of this refinished Gibson Les Paul Studio. It is a 2015, so I found out for sure. I thought it was kind of early to mid 2000s. Anyway, yeah, this thing is gorgeous. Today we're going to put these Grovers on it, and although it did have them before, it originally came with Kluson tuners, so with the refinish, everything was filled in. So we're going to have to drill some holes, which, I hate doing, but it's the only way to make this work. So we're going to have to ream these holes some too because of the refinish. So let's start on this. Hang on, let me set you up where you can see. Okay, so take this apart, and this is going to go right here, or any of these holes on this side. As you can see, though, it is not going to fit. So what we're going to have to do is take this tapered reamer and open this up some. I just want to be very careful. And again, these had been installed prior to the refinish, so I believe all this will come off pretty easily, and it is mainly just lacquer, etc. I'm just taking it really easy. I don't want to do any more than I have to get this to fit. Like there. There we go. Boom. Alright, so I'm going to go through and do that. And then I'm going to straighten them all up because we want them completely straight. Going to mark where we're going to drill, and then we're going to drill holes and install these tuners. So let's see how close we are with the next one. I think they're all going to have to be reamed a little, though. Yeah. All right. So, and I'm not even, I'm trying to be so gentle. This has I mean, you can put this through to, to get some torque on it. I don't even need to do that. I am just gently going in here and twisting it with my fingers. Again, the goal is to take away as little material as possible and just get this to fit right in. We're close. It's not quite there. Man, this black hardware is going to look super nice. It looked nice on it before. It was white originally. There we go. All right, I'm going to go through and do the rest of these. Okay, so they're all set. I want to get them straight. This one's a little looser than the other, so that one's going to be the most difficult one. What I'm doing here is like a fender. You can just put them on a ruler and make sure they're straight. With these, you kind of have to go perpendicular. That is perfect. That's perfect. This one, there we go. And whoops. Okay, so that's where we want it. So what I want to do now is mark where I'm going to drill these holes. So let me get something I can score that with. I'm just going to use a wood screw. Put a tiny little dent in the center here. Each one of these. Alright. I'm going to pull these back out. So I don't want to drill the holes with the tuners installed. I mean, you could. I don't want to risk marring the tuners. Especially since they're black. Okay, so you can see I got little indentations there where I'm going to drill. Let me find an appropriate drill bit and we'll get this done. Okay, so the best way to figure out what size bit you can use is just a measure. So here it is. It's small. Here's the screw, and I'm going to open this up a little. And I'm going to try to get this on the outside of the thread. It looks like I'm hitting about 2.1 millimeters. And let me see what this bit is. I want this to be smaller. That's about 1.6. I think that's a good spot. Let me get the next size up and see what size that is. That's 2.0. 1.8. So this one might be a better size. I'm gonna that one's close. 1.8. Yes, I think I'll go with this one. Alright, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a flag on this because the last thing we want to do is go through the headstock. I'm just measuring it, and I can do this without going through the headstock, but this is just always safest and best thing to do. Let me actually tear this in half. Alright, so does that get me? Yeah, there's no way that's going through. So I want this to be as straight as I can get it. Just taking my time. And then before I move on, I'm just going to make sure that the screw's going to fit okay. And it should. I want it to be snug, but that's going to be perfect. Alright, let's carefully drill all of these. Alright, almost there. I'll get these next three and then we'll install these. Okay. There we go. Looking perfect. So I'm going to do these one at a time here. This is how I'm going to do it. I turn it over. I'm going to place one. I'm going to tighten that just a little. Get a, I believe it's 7/16. No? Hang on, let me get the right size socket here. Okay, actually this 10mm fits it nicely. And I am not tightening them all the way. Oops. Forgot, I'm backwards. Just getting it tight enough to snug it up. I'll tighten it well after I make sure everything's straight and I get the screws in the back. Alright, I'm going to go through, put the rest of these in, and then we'll put the screws in the back. Okay, so they are all lined up. And I'm going to start installing the screws. Again, I want to be really, really careful. I'm going to do this by hand, no power tools. You know, a lot of times I'm messing around with one of my basses or something, changing out tuners. I'll just use a power tool, but with this new finish, I don't want to take any chances at all. There we go. And that drill bit size was perfect. They're going right in, they're snug, not overly tight. See, I don't want to crack the finish at all. They are so small. It's one of my least favorite things to do is install tuners simply because these screws are so small. And once we get all these screws in and snugged up good, I'll turn it all back over and tighten the nut again, and make sure it's ready to hold string tension. Get a different screwdriver here. Alright, let me get the rest of these in, and then we'll turn it over. Okay, screws are all in. All that's left to do here is tighten up the nuts, which I will do right now. Okay, so I'm just going to use this socket, and I'm not going to put a ratchet on it or anything. Just going to tighten it like this. I mean, you want these really snug, but you don't want to tighten them enough where, you know, they're going to crack the finish or anything. All right. Tuners installed and working. All right, so like always, I'm going to clean this area because I don't want to scratch the guitar at all. We are front and back. Nice black Grovers. All right, that is going to be it for this segment. Came out nice. Next segment, we will install the pickups and start wiring. You know, and then it's just a setup. So, yeah, looking forward to getting this done. But I want to take my time with it, make sure that it is perfect because this finish is so gorgeous. Anyway, thanks a whole lot for tuning in. Please like, subscribe, tell your friends, listen to Rifle every day. Rock on. Love one another.